All right, video 2 of slapping together 55 Chevy in 72 hours. I've been working diligently on the front end, or we kind of left it just set there. Well, now it's kind of rigid mounted. I got that door, my door, opening and closing okay. This one's just still loose because we got to pick up the driver's door before I do any messing around. There's no point. But I started at that door and I'm working my way around. Once I get that in there, I can set pins in for the hood, and that's dialed. We're just getting the rear end. The center section just went in. All the tabs are all welded in the back here. So we're supposed to put weight on the axle for the first time and test with the drive shaft. We're probably not having an issue with length, hopefully. The problem is the way it's going to sit so low. We're worried we might jam up in the floor, which could be an issue with the drive shaft. We'll do that, and we got to put a loop in and all that. But that's kind of job one. So test fit the drive shaft, then we got to bang on the brakes, but all new everything. We got to put some screw up bearings on the axles, new backing plates, all new brakes, the whole thing. But then hopefully we can have this thing sitting on the wheels with the motor in it for the first time ever in this configuration, and we'll kind of know what we got going on. It looks awesome. I'm super motivated. That's why I was kind of working on the fun stuff. Josh has been working on the junky welding. The parts list bin is starting to dwindle. Look at how I've brought, he's like a neat freak. Look how I brought him down to my level. We're moving over as we get further over. This is like fun parts, speed parts. So we're giving her, I'm hoping, I'm doing a terrible job of filming and editing. Just time is the utmost. We don't have any, I guess. And it's hot and we're trying to get this done. It's probably around noon right now, so it's really starting to pick up. So I get the rear end done, then the heat of the day, we're gonna run the town, sit in the air conditioning truck, and get a few little things, maybe like an alternator and nuts and bolts and kind of stuff like that. Screw around with those things, and then probably be back in the evening. But I'll bring it back when hopefully we get the rear end kind of more sorted out. All right, so we're kind of tag teaming the rear end here in a so Josh put on some bearings. We got that on. I've rebuilt one front thing. Unfortunately, this is what we started off with, missing all sorts of springs. The kit we got was for different, so I had to use one spring here. It looks a little goofy, but we're gonna go ahead and use it. There's no e-brake stuff, there's no nothing. It is what it is. And then these are brake drums imported all the way from Winnipeg. Oh yeah, it's got the e-brakes. They're on the front, or the drive shaft, wherever, in case NHRA is watching. But so it's all good. We're gonna jam this together. We did get the drive shaft in, nothing rubbed. It's sitting at ride height-ish right now, which is perfect. So hopefully by the time he gets the bearings pressed on these axles, I'll be able to put the backing plates on, and then it'll be on its wheels for the first time in like a year, I guess, or whatever. Well, this setup for sure. Then we'll know the exact ride height, and really, that's a huge win. After that, we still got lots of little things, but all the big things are off. I really want to get the steering next. I think I'll convince him to do that once we get the rear end sorted. And once the steering's all dialed, then it's a matter of trying to plumbing, like put a fuel cell in, plumb all the brakes. All the brakes are done. There's no brake part, or the line, I should say. But it's got a new master, a little rusty. It's got a proportion valve. It actually has the line run out back. So I feel a lot better than I did this time yet. Well, this time yesterday I was still driving. But we're getting there. Heat's really coming on, but I think we're gonna power through. So I like to see this thing on its wheels, mock steering up, and I think we'll go do a little bit of a parts run. But yeah, it's getting there. Okay, we're making lots and lots and lots of progress, lots of steps backwards, but we got the door mounted, I got that all on, fenders on, that's all dialed together. We got to get the steering, we had to bend the steering arm just a little bit. We're gonna take care of that next. What held us up, I had to run in and get, actually, Jamie went and got these things. Jamie, I had to go get them from her. Some wheel seals for the rear end. But now we're going to put the axles in both sides, and we can have this thing on its wheels, all 4 wheels. And then we have the transmission cross member. We have it all just kind of ready to go. I just got to hold it, we'll tack it in place. And then the drive line is in. And then we want to drive the thing, make sure the transmission's good before we burn that right in. But overall, pretty good. We're going to knock out the steering next real quick, get that taken care of. We have the column kind of lightly mounted in there. We're going to need a little bit of screwing around, but that should be hopefully pretty quick. Then once that's on, headers with new gaskets and new bolts, you know, a little bit of screw around with that. But really, We're making lots and lots of progress. We did bring the deck lid. It's got a fiberglass deck lid, so I got to put some pins in it to kind of hold that down because it's a little flimsy. But that's pretty easy to do. And then we have a pile of wiring. Hopefully maybe get the clutch going even. We'll see what happens. But we're really giving her, and I'll bring it back when it's down on the ground so you can see it, because that's the full effect that everyone wants to see. So it's down on its wheels. Suspension for the first time. We got the steering all figured out. It's all kind of taken care of. We got the clutch roughed in. Oh, we need to put a clutch spring on that list. So that's all taken care of, which is pretty good. Right now Josh is just working on some seats. I'm calling it. It's late. I'm tired. And he's a sucker. So it looks freaking fantastic. Tomorrow we have a big list of stuff to do, but we're getting there. Got a lot of stuff. First thing tomorrow, I want to start tackling the brakes. He's gonna work on the fuel system. We're gonna cobble together some sort of wiring system so we can get actually the fire. Make sure it actually runs and drives, because this thing never has turned a wheel yet. And we'll kind of go from there, and then slowly but surely get things kind of taken care of. That's the thing for tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, it's the next day. I've actually been giving her for a couple hours. Josh stopped running around, farming stuff. I don't even remember where I left last night. It was late. I was tired. We got a bunch done though. Today, I'm just running all the brake lines. Just got a brand new line. Do a little modification so it all kind of works. That's good. I've got the line lock figured out. We're just gonna kind of make it whatever. We're only gonna run kind of front circuit, back circuit, and everything's teed off, so we're not doing each individual thing, which is fine, I'm thinking. So that's all good there. Josh is in the back. He was working on this morning the fuel cell and the battery shut off. So we're gonna start there, and then who knows where we're gonna end up. But the base for the fuel cell is in. The battery box, super simple, bolt it down. Then we have all the wiring. Just gonna put one of those push-pull switches in through the back. I've got all the brake lines run. You can see that line right there. So now that he's not back here, I might get up there and just make my little fitting, and then we're gonna use a universal Ford Ranger or something like that, or Ranger. I'll go from there. Unfortunately, all I have left is 2 fittings, so I can't flare anymore. So I'll be able to get one side from the flex line to the wheel cylinder done, but we'll need another 2 fittings, and the car will be plumbed for that. After that, I think I'm going to jump onto the clutch. We got to figure out some sort of return spring and set the throw on it. Right now, it's literally just put together. I put a 1/4-inch bolt in it. So we got that taken care of. I want to make sure all the brake lines are away from everything. So yeah, we're getting there. Once the fuel cell is in, the pile of parts is, I keep bringing stuff. That's a bag of wiring. But we're just going to run like AN or whatever it is, line front to back. So that'll be super easy once the fuel cell's in. Front to back into the carburetor. He's got all the fuel pumps in the back there. A little bit of ignition, distributor. I got a little bit of stuff to hook up on the cooling system. Got notched valve covers, fit this intake manifold. Put in the carburetor. I mean, really, we should be doing pretty good. Then we got to run, I guess, for rules, we got to run from the alternator back to this cutoff switch, and we got to run the starter obviously back. So we're just gonna use some like jumper cables, chop the ends off, so be nice, good quality stuff. Hook up some gauges. Everything's kind of getting close, but we got to get her together. The only real linkage snafu left will be throttle linkage, but this is what he has. Actually, it's pretty good. It's a big threaded piece, and that's it's all factory Tri-5 stuff, so I know how that works. So yeah, I gotta say, I'm still nervous. I think right now we have a race car. Today is Saturday. It's probably about 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning. We have to leave Sunday night, and then Monday we can trailer to the track. Monday it has to put down a lick, and then we have to get to the next track by Tuesday morning. So in theory, we only need a race car on Monday morning at the track. We need a street car to get to the second track. So headlights and those things may be optional on tomorrow. So I also think it's key. I'd rather be putting in headlights at the track or at the hotel parking lot, and knowing this thing had a few miles on it, because we still got to break in the clutch, all those things. I think it'd be bad to just immediately go and first break-in is a drag track or a drag pass. That's a quick little update. Once we get going more, I'll bring it back. Many hours later, I've been on my back for a long time, but roll the gears. We got gears that work. Some sort of ridiculous shifter, which was a friggin' fiasco. So this thing had this T10 in it, and we put in a super T10, and all the linkage was for a T10, so we ended up changing the side plate over and then screwing around with rods and cones and linkage. Oh my god. But we got her done. We got fuel line, we got electrical. The motor is mostly together, headers are on, all that sort of stuff. We got the carb on. This is our trick return spring for right now. We got to get one tomorrow. We got the front drive on. We don't have a belt, we got to get that again tomorrow. We just got to roll over top dead center, set the valves. What else we got going on? The brakes are all done. Well, we're just waiting on a few fittings at the back, so when those get here I can easily just make the lines off the, I have it all the way back here, so I just got to make 2 lines, one side each. Fuel cells out, but the battery and all that's kind of dialed together, so we're pressing ahead. We're waiting for parts, and then this thing should be running shortly once we get parts, and then we'll bleed the brakes, make sure the transmission works, fill the rear end up and the transmission with oil, and it should all kind of come together all at once, I'm thinking, which is good because I'm tired. All right, I'm tired. We got the no fuel system, no brakes. We're gonna bottle feed it. I'm gonna bottle feed it. Josh is gonna run it. We already fired the motor up. It actually doesn't run too bad. He's gonna run it through the gears and just make damn sure it has all the gears. And we're back at tomorrow. Tomorrow's our last day of wrenching. Well, we gotta drive tomorrow too. We're gonna hot wire and give her.
Yeah, I'll put the steering wheel in case it does come off the jack stands. I'll try to take it hard right.
Well, just don't give it any gas, and I'll be here ready to pull the coil.
Okay.
You're all set?
Yeah, all set.
Big foaming. Oh, it's got a gas pedal, yeah, right.
I don't know if it's actually 60, but that's where it always runs.
Okay, so it's run for 35 seconds. It's ready for 700 kilometers. That just sounded good. It's got an exhaust leak, I can hear it.
You don't need to worry about exhaust leaks.
Oh, at least
We
it's
do
got
have another gasket. We should get another set of spares.
It's got an oil leak too. Front seal or front of the pan. Did you put a new pan on it? So there's a new gasket.
Yeah, there's your gasket too. Maybe it's loose.
See you tomorrow. All right, well, it's the next day. It's 2 o'clock. Been giving her hard. I didn't really do all the filming. I was under the car all day. Set my hair on fire. So I got the brakes done. So we bled down a few leaks, had to screw around with that, but that's all taken care of. Double checked all the suspension, put in drive shaft loop, added onto the exhaust. So we got these ridiculous little tubes there, but at least we're getting the exhaust away from us. Nice little win. I'm screwing around under here. We got everything dialed together, all the water leaks taken care of, got the alternator together. We're just waiting on a belt, which is just showing up as we speak. Right now I'm welding and heating the throttle linkage, so that fits. Switched tires over, so it's on a different set of tires. These are street tires. We're gonna drive it on. So I've done lots. Josh done nothing. He ran a couple wires front to back. I had to plumb all the back brakes. Yeah, there's a lot going on, but he keeps telling me within the hour, about 3 hours ago, the wiring will be done, and then we have to drive the thing. He's got to finish the seats, fill in some holes, put the glass in. Then when I'm done this, I'm going to probably work on pinning on the hood and deck lid, because those are still not fitting properly. But now that maybe with belts here, I might see if we can get this thing to run or do something like that. You know, the wiring's on. It is what it is. He's got a little 6AL box he's going to wire on the inside. Yeah. So it's 2 o'clock Sunday. We got to be racing at 10 a.m. tomorrow, so we'll be I'll be sleeping in the truck, I feel like, while he's driving all night. But I really want to take this thing for a drive. Well, I'm not even gonna let him do the first test drive anymore. I'm getting pissed off. He's taking so long. I'm gonna drive it first. Dragon's ass. All right, well, yeah, this is what he's done. He's eating chips and drinking Cokes. All right, I'm gonna get the deck lid fitting. I think that's what I'm gonna do next. It has been a long day. It's about 7 o'clock. So I was working while Josh was doing all the wiring and stuff. So we got the hood on, nothing is fitting nice. He told me he was gonna put the window in, then he realized he didn't know what he was doing, so I had to do it. I should have filmed that because I actually did it and didn't break it, which is a nice ordeal. We're tired. We're gonna go for probably another 2-3 hours, get the last little bits done. But is a battery hooked up? You want to go through like lights, just kind of show everybody what we got going on?
Yeah, sure. Oh,
that's off.
On.
There you go. So it's got. Yeah. Oh, we gotta thank Chuck again. He donated us a crazy carburetor which runs minty. What's the problem here?
I don't know what steering wheel went.
Maybe the steering wheel hit the brakes. Just show the lights off.
Oh.
We don't have a flasher. We gotta pick one of those up. Look at the custom exhaust I added, just so it wasn't dumping at my feet and I was gonna die. Fuel pump kicks on, fan goes on. Step on the brakes. Oh, it's got no brake lights. It had brake lights. There's nothing there. Turn the headlights on. It's got running lights. It's got no brake lights. I might have a fuse out.
Yeah, I think I have a fuse out with a brake light.
Yeah, we're just gonna say we have a fuse out so we don't look like idiots. We got the oil gauge hooked up, fans running. We got the headlights in, they all work. We got one marker light going. I did all the brakes and all that. We still got to do some sort of alignment on it. I have double checked most of the stuff underneath. Like we're going to do all that tomorrow or maybe later on tonight. But we're at the point where we have to set a deadline and go because it's a 6-hour drive. So if we leave at 10, we'll get there at 3, sleep for a couple hours, tech in at 8, and go. Anyways, we're gonna get this thing fired up. We're just gonna drive around the yard real quick and maybe up and down the street or the gravel road. So we're gonna do a few things. We'll bring it right back. All right. We're fighting non-stop issues. We're gonna try and drive around the yard. We got belt alignment issues. But let's see. I'll let the guy them out. Keep going. Turn it. Stay straight. Good. Look at that. What a ridiculous automobile. So he's going to see and make sure it has the gears. Well, it's a little loud and obnoxious. The door didn't stay closed. It does look cool though. We have a bunch of stuff on the roof. He's gonna go take it for a ride around the yard, make sure it has the gears. Hopefully it steers. That thing is an absolute street freak. I love it. You know, right now, we're wrenching. So I got here on Thursday. We went till 1. The next day was like 6 till 1. Yesterday was 6 till 10 or 11. Today it's 6 o'clock. Oh, this thing looks cool. And we're gonna go till 10 or 11. Wow. Wow. Did it die? He must have some confidence in it. He asked me if I want to go for the test drive, and I said, nah, I'm good. All right, well, I'm gonna stand down the road and watch him drive by, because that'll probably be cool. Just whipping her around.
dragging or something, or something.
Is the yoke hitting? Because that was pretty tight.
It sounds back there.
Go slow.
Okay.
Did you grease the U-joint? It sounds U-jointy.
No, I didn't.
It needs grease.
Okay, let's do that.
Are you gonna get
first?
For some reason, I feel motivated again. All right, let's work on this thing. Well, today we're supposed to be at the racetrack. We have non-stop problems. We got no charging system, but we're gonna load it on the trailer. We got a 5-hour drive to be racing in 8. So I don't know, the car's cool. We're a little beaten. This car was a little too far apart, I think, but it looks cool. Well, we're gonna get loaded up. I think that's gonna be this video. It's a pile of footage probably. Hopefully our last 3 days of just thrashing. So we're gonna get there. Hopefully it'll go well, and I guess we'll see how it goes. Hopefully they let us, we pass deck and we get to go race. And we actually fucking do this thing. I am so tired, and unfortunately we got a big day ahead of us tomorrow. Not a lot of sleep, I don't think. All right, well, see you in the next video.